Welcome, beautiful soul, to day 10. And we're moving up to our heart chakra, which is the center, obviously, of love, compassion, forgiveness, also connection. Connection with the world around us, and giving and receiving. And the element associated with the heart is air, which makes sense because it's an area of our lungs. So when we're breathing, we're giving and receiving. Here's Mr. Felix. So when we're breathing in, we're receiving. When we're breathing out, we are giving. Now, we're often told stories, things like, oh, it's better to give than receive, and, it's selfish to want more than you need, and all these kind of rubbish stories that we're told. And especially as women, we tend to find it easier to give, not so easy to receive, whether that's a gift, whether that's time, whether that's a compliment, praise, anything, we may struggle to receive. So to complete the whole cycle of life, we want to give and receive, because I always think of it this way. There must be a time when you've given something to someone, no matter what it is, whether it's your time or praise, whatever, and that's made you feel good, right? That's made you feel good giving to someone else. Maybe they've really wanted something as a present and you feel good giving that to them. By being unable to receive, you are denying, you're being selfish, you're denying someone else the right to feel that pleasure by giving to you. And you're denying the universe from giving to you. So when we suppress our desires, our heart's desires, we are actually being kind of selfish. So I want you to focus on that, the art or the thought of giving and receiving, energy flowing in and flowing out. We're going to start with a very simple breathing exercise. And make sure you've taken a moment to check in. Have your feet just a little bit wider than hip width. Just soften your knees, shoulders relax. And bring your hands just in front of your heart. Fingers open. Imagine you're like holding a ball of energy. As you breathe in, open the arms out. As you breathe out, bring the hands back in. So inhaling, open. And exhaling back to center. So the hands are mirroring the movement of the breath, the movement of your lungs, your ribs, your heart. As you breathe in, rib cage expands. As you breathe out, rib cage relaxes. Now I want you to imagine using your ribs, your lungs and your diaphragm and drawing in as much oxygen as you can. So fill your lungs like two balloons, filled right to, as much as you can on the in-breath. Then imagine breathing all the air out on the out-breath. So it's a dynamic breath. You can really feel your belly working, your diaphragm working, and you might start to notice a kind of slight pulsing. So you might notice your legs kind of naturally straighten a little bit and soften a little bit. Inhale, a sense of expansion. Exhaling, contraction. Inhale, lightness. Exhale, release. Inhale, openness. Exhale, just being present in this moment. Receiving and giving. So it becomes like a moving meditation. Now in yoga we say that energy moves in different ways. And there is a form of energy that moves in this direction. And so the lungs expand as you breathe in, relax as you breathe out. And just like a balloon, when you start to fill it with air, it starts to lift away from the earth. As you let the air out, it comes back down to earth, grounding again. So imagine really filling the skin you're in. So you're breathing right to the tips of the fingertips on the in-breath, and breathing all the way empty on the out-breath. So really full, deep breaths. This will also energize you. You'll feel your energy lifting. And this time as you breathe in, bring the hands up the body. As you breathe out, float the arms down again. So there's a form of energy that rises up and out and downwards. So elimination is an energy that flows downwards. Vomiting, for example, is an energy that flows up and out. So again, you may notice that subtle pulsation in your legs. Don't try and force it to happen, so don't try and, do that. You might find you naturally straighten the legs a little bit on the in-breath, and you naturally bend the knees and sink the weight down into the earth on the out-breath. So again, as you breathe in, imagine that balloon that fills with air lifting away from the ground. As you breathe out, let the air out of the balloon, it comes back down to the earth, so following gravity. And you may imagine the breath rising up. So as you breathe in, imagine the breath rising up from your feet, up to the crown of your head. As you breathe out, imagine the breath flowing back down from the crown of your head, down and out through your feet. So we're also connecting heaven and earth. And so it becomes like a moving meditation. So drawing as much oxygen in on the in-breath, trying to think of emptying the lungs completely on the out-breath. Jaw soft, breathing in and out through the nose. Also, one more. And just taking the feet a little bit wider, bring your hands over your heart space. As you breathe in, you're going to reach across the opposite corner, palm upwards, pivoting on the ball of that back foot. Breathe out, bring your hand to your heart space. Breathe in, reach across the other side. Breathe out, back to your heart. So imagine receiving, giving to yourself. Receiving energy and bringing it in to your heart space. So we're moving a little bit more dynamically, still breathing in and out through the nose. So you're pivoting on the ball of the back foot. If you need to go a little bit slower, then by all means go a little bit slower. Last two. And release, take the feet just a little bit wider. Toes turn out. As you breathe in, come down into goddess pose. Cross at the wrists. As you breathe out, press the floor away. Inhale, come down, press those knees out. Breathe out, press the floor away. And this time, inhale, reach the arms above the head. Exhale, bring the hands down as you sink down into your goddess pose. Inhale, rise up as if you're gathering energy. Exhale, imagine bringing it into your center, your hara, your dantian. So gathering energy from the universe, from the cosmos. Exhaling, bring it into your body. So again, feels like a moving meditation. So qualities associated with air include lightness, movement. If you think of wind, the movement of wind outside rather than wind in your body, but that's movement as well. Or sometimes a lack of movement. Tailbone tucked under, filling the lungs as you breathe in, breathing all the way out. Literally emptying the lungs completely on the exhale. Twice more. Press those knees out, tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your tush. Awesome, then come up, come in, and just take a moment. Again, just to check in, noticing how you're feeling today. And your task today, should you choose to accept it, is to go on a judgment detox. Now, I know you may think, well, I'm not judgmental, but hear me out. We are all judgmental. We judge things as good or bad, or right or wrong, positive or negative. So I want you today to notice when you're doing that. Noticing whether you're judging something as good or bad, right or wrong, positive or negative. Notice whether you're judging yourself as being good at something or bad at something. And see if you can find a state of neutrality. Now, I tried this challenge. It's quite interesting. I decided I'd do this for 24 hours back in 2020. And the day that I decided I was going to do it for at least 24 hours was a day I then learned that we were going to go back into lockdown. And as soon as I heard that, I was instantly, oh, for God's sake, blah, 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 blah. And then I stopped and remembered that I was meant to be like not judging. And I started laughing because it was like, well, I had to be sent a big lesson, didn't I? A big challenge. Because when we decide to make these changes, life will often throw us a challenge to see if we're serious about it. And in that moment, I started laughing and I just felt a sudden sense of peace because I couldn't change what was happening. So rather than judging it as good or bad, right or wrong, it just is. That was just it. That was the way it was. So I maintained a state of neutrality. So I invite you to notice how often you judge, but don't beat yourself up. Don't make yourself wrong. Don't criticize yourself. Just notice, smile, and you may find that if you decide to do this for the next 24 hours, that you will get a really big challenge. Life will say, right, okay, let's see if you're really serious. And we're going to really test you out here. And as soon as you notice yourself going, oh, brr, stop, laugh, and go, I'm not meant to be judging. Okay, it's neither good, it's neither bad, it's neither right, it's neither wrong, it's neither positive, it's neither negative, it just is. And just notice how you just feel a little bit more relaxed and just let it go. Because we can't always change what's happening around us. We can change how we respond and how we react to it. So let me know how you get on, and I look forward to seeing you on the next day, day 11. Much love from Felix and me.